guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if you are new here. My name is Shan and today I wanted to share with you exactly how much I'm saving per month. At the moment, because of lockdown, because my expenses have gone down, I'm actually managing to save $850 or £700 in UK money every single month, and that's obviously due to the lockdown for various reasons. I'm not going out, I don't have fuel to pay. So yeah guys, in this video I'm going to tell you exactly how much money I've got and how I've got it, and I'll show you exactly how I save it as well. And honestly, I think it's all about transparency. I'm not bothered about telling you guys exactly how much money I've got or where it's come from or how much outgoings I have and all of that kind of stuff. I'm all about sharing that kind of thing. So stick around if you want to see exactly where money comes from, what I do with it, and how I don't spend it, or sometimes do spend it. So yeah, stick around guys, because it's genuinely a really informative video, and if you are looking for ways to save money, I would really recommend doing some of the things I've done, or at least I've implemented in my life, just to make things a little bit easier for yourself. Let's get into it. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of exactly how much money I get coming in, going out, what I spend on, everything. So I've got my laptop here and I'll show you on the screen as well when I edit the video. So you can see that I've got a spreadsheet in front of me, which is the 2020 budget tracker that I actually bought from Patricia Bright's The Break platform. So if you haven't heard of that, you need to check it out if you are in any way serious about money, business. Just check it out, genuinely. And if you obviously know Patricia Bright, she's got this new platform which is insane. I love it. It's, if anything, even better than her original channel. I actually purchased this spreadsheet from her in January, and it's changed my game when it comes to budgeting and saving money, basically. I mentioned it in my previous savings video. It was all about how I budget my £30,000 salary each month, and it features this budget tracker, but I've changed a few things and I'm saving a lot more money now, so I wanted to update you guys with this video. I will link the previous video here so that you can check that one out, because it is definitely really helpful. I share loads of tips about saving when it comes to mindset, and when it also comes to knowing your incomings, outgoings, where to put your money and all that kind of stuff. But for now, let's get into my exact savings and income for this month. So this is May 2020. So you'll see that this budget tracker covers from January to December, and it does have an overview, it does have a budget for 2020, and then it also has a 2020 actuals. To be honest, all I'm really using is the 2020 budget, because I try to stick to that as rigidly as I possibly can. So in January 2020, you'll see that my salary income that's from my civil service job, it was £1,975 a month, and that's after tax and everything like that. So that all comes out straight away, and my national insurance and all that kind of stuff, and that is what I'm left with in my bank account. And you'll also see that I have £100 there for affiliate marketing. If you're not familiar with affiliate marketing, then that is basically just when, say for example on Instagram or on YouTube, a creator basically has a link to a product or a service that you have to pay for, and if you follow that creator's link and purchase something, then they get a small commission from it. Also, I'm part of the Arista Living affiliate marketing program, which is amazing beds, and if you've seen my Instagram, you'll see that I always advertise how insanely amazing these beds are, and I've got a discount code for those beds as well, which I'll pop down below. But basically, if you use my code, I get £10, which is absolutely fabulous. Plus they're really good beds, so I don't mind telling you to buy them, because I've got one and I love it. Anyway, this month I haven't had my sort of like paycheck, so I don't know how much I'm getting from anywhere, but generally it's about £100. It can sort of differ as the months go on though, so that's why I always budget nothing for it, and if I get extra money, it's extra money, and that's amazing, and I can put that towards something that I'm saving for example. I've also popped in here YouTube ads, which I obviously haven't got yet because I'm not at 1,000 subscribers, and I've definitely not got anywhere near 4,000 watched hours, which is what you need to become monetized on YouTube. Once I do become monetized on YouTube, whenever that might be in like 3 years time, who knows, then I will obviously have that filled out as to how much I get per month basically. So in total, back in January, you'll see that my total income was £2,075, which is a pretty decent income. But in May, you'll see that actually my income from my civil service job went up to £2,023. So we had a slight pay rise in May, which is awesome. So that has gone up, and I haven't budgeted anything for affiliate marketing just yet. So roughly I get £2,000 a month no matter what. Then if we go down to the expenses, so let's compare pre-lockdown to post-lockdown. So, well, not post-lockdown, during lockdown. So in January, most of these will stay the same, but things will differ obviously. So basically everything on here is absolutely halved because I have a joint account with my partner Ash, who puts in half of this money as well. So if I put £307.50 towards the mortgage, he puts £307.50 towards the mortgage, and then that's the actual mortgage, if that makes sense. I don't want you guys thinking that I pay £300 for my mortgage, because I wish I did, honey, but I don't. In January, you will see that it was £307.50 for the mortgage, which means that with mine and Ash's like contributions combined, that's obviously £615 a month, which is so cheap for a mortgage, honestly. We were so lucky. We've got a really long mortgage, I think it's 35 years. Eventually we will cut that down to like a 25-year mortgage, but at the time it just made sense for us because I was on an apprenticeship income and Ash was on a soldier's income, and neither of those were particularly high. So it cut the rate in terms of how much mortgage we paid a month. So yeah, that's why our mortgage is so low. The next one, I generally budget about £100 for food a month. Obviously, again, it's £200 really because Ash contributes £100, I contribute £100, but about £200 a month is roughly what we spend on food. So at the moment, we're not actually spending any money on food, and that's because, one, Ash is on tour and he is out in Estonia and he gets free food given to him because he's on tour, which totally makes sense. So he doesn't have any outgoings in terms of food, and I don't have any outgoings in terms of food because I'm currently living with my parents due to the ongoing pandemic. So yeah, I do give my parents some money for just general thanks for having me and all that kind of stuff, but I'll come to that in a bit because it's lower down on my list. The next thing obviously is water. Half of the water bill is £16.50, still paying that. My half of the electricity is £20 a month, and my half of the gas is also £20 a month. We have kept that budget in because we keep putting that into the joint account every month so that on a rainy day, for example, we'll just have extra money in our joint account, and that can never be a harmful thing. We can afford it, so why not? The next thing is home insurance, which my half costs £9.31, very specific. Obviously, we're still paying that as well. So the next thing I've got on here is mobile phone, and that is just for my mobile phone. We don't pay each other's mobile phone bills. My mobile phone bill is £34 a month, and that is just because I have a SIM-only contract, so I have a slightly older phone, but I don't pay for the handset because it's a perfectly good handset. Yeah, so I just pay for the actual SIM card, which is just like unlimited data, unlimited calls, unlimited whatever, and it's £35 a month, £34 a month. Yeah, don't need anything else, I don't think. Next thing down is internet, which my half is £12.50. And then my half of the pet insurance is £25, and then TV licence, my half of the TV licence is £6.60, and then it is the council tax bill. My half of the council tax bill is £54.50, lovely. And then you'll see that I've actually had to add something in called Luke's meds. So Luke is my cat, and unfortunately he's an old boy. He's 17 now, which I cannot believe, but he is got an overactive thyroid and he needs to take some medication for it, and he is my cat, so I want to pay the whole bill for that. So that is £75 a month, which is quite pricey, but he is definitely worth it. He's my little baby boy, so yeah. So my expenses for living costs back in January, for example, before lockdown, would have been £605.91, and then in lockdown times, so for example in April, you'll see that it was £505, so that's a massive saving of £100. That's mainly on the food. So in May it's gone up to £583.91, and that's because of Luke's meds, but I think nonetheless I'm still saving some money, so that's really good. The next thing down, you'll see that I've got travel costs. So this is split up into things like car insurance, petrol, MOT, all that stuff. So let's just go through this. In pre-lockdown, my car insurance was £39.07, and it is exactly the same now in May as well. So it's still £39.07. My petrol, I would always allocate myself about £100 a month, which I think is too much really. I didn't need to put £100 a month away, but it's just to be on the safe side, just in case I go a further distance or I go and visit friends back up in Essex or something like that. But obviously at the moment I have not driven anywhere for a very long time, so I'm saving that £100 a month and I haven't spent any money on petrol at all. MOT, and in brackets it says eSaver. eSaver is just what my Santander bank account is that I've put this money into. So things like MOT and a car service, they're not monthly outgoings, but when they come around they can be a pain to just fork out for, especially if you've got something wrong with your MOT. So for example, if you need new tyres or something like that, that can be a couple £100 just on the tyres, and if you haven't budgeted for it, then it's just like, oh, so annoying. But what I was tending to do is just put like a £5 or a £10 away every month for my MOT and my service, and then when my MOT and my service came around, I'd have the money there for it basically. But at the moment, because I'm saving quite a lot of money, I thought I would put extra in just in case something really bad happened with my car. So I've put £20 in a month for both my MOT and my car saver, so that in my eSaver savings account I've got a good wad of money just in case something goes wrong. The next one is AA breakdown cover, and that's like £5 a month, £5.42 a month, and that's the same pre and during lockdown. My total travel costs before lockdown were at £154.49, and then in lockdown they are £84.49, which I think is a really good saving. Next thing down is personal costs. So you'll see here that I've got gym, NA, because I don't go to the gym. Next thing down, I've got socialising. Having fun, going out, doing some stuff. So obviously not doing any of that. I used to budget myself about £100 a month for it, and that would be things like going out for drinks, going out for dinner, doing something fun and making your life worth living, do you know what I mean? Having fun and seeing your friends. But at the moment, unfortunately, we're not able to do that. So I'm saving that £100 a month, which is at least on the bright side of things. At least I'm making that saving. Then you'll see I've got toiletries. I've put £20 a month. I don't know if I spend £20 a month on toiletries, to be honest, but at least I've got it budgeted if I want to. Probably a bit over, but no harm in over budgeting for things. And then I've got clothing, about £50 a month. Not every month I do this. Some months I'll spend nothing on clothes, and other months I'll spend loads on clothes. So it's about like, yeah, balancing it out. If one month I don't spend £50, the next month I can spend £100, which I've done recently, because if you guys don't know, I am growing human and clothes don't fit me. So the next thing down is dog trainer. So before lockdown we had a dog trainer for Molly, our rescue dog, but obviously since lockdown we haven't been able to do that, so we are making a saving there. Then other, I've just put other because things come up. You spend 50 quid on something, I don't know, an extra takeaway or some curtains or cushions or whatever, I don't know. But at the moment I'm not budgeting for other because I don't have other at the moment. There's nothing other to do. So I'm saving that as well. I'm saving that £50, and then I've got my iTunes as well, which is just a random bill that I've got. £10 a month. I mean, I don't need it, but I do really, really like it. So pre-lockdown, I was spending £280 a month on personal costs, and at the moment I'm spending £80 a month on personal costs. Then if we go down to debt costs, this is where it gets a bit gritty. So my car loan payment, I don't actually have a car loan payment, but I've got it in there just in case I do have to borrow some money for a car, which I'm really trying to avoid doing. But I have got a baby on the way, and I definitely need to buy a bigger car, because if you don't know, I've got a Fiat 500 and car seats don't fit in Fiat 500s. So I definitely have to buy a new car, and I have to buy a new car before September. So I may have to borrow some money, but I'm trying to budget appropriately so that I don't have to do that. The next thing down you'll see is mum repayment, and that is because back about a year ago, she loaned me £1,200, and that was to get our kitchen fitted. So I was paying her back monthly £100, and it took me a year to repay it. But at the moment, you'll see again in April, I paid her £65, and that wasn't because she'd lent me money or anything like that. It's just because I'm staying here. They're paying for my food, obviously I'm using more hot water, all of that kind of stuff, but my bills haven't gone away. I'm still paying a mortgage, I'm still paying all the other things that I've got to pay. So I am giving them some money, but I'm not giving them like as much money as you would for rent, I guess. So the next thing down is kitchen, and in brackets it says Hitachi, and that's just the loan company. So we got our kitchen fitted about a year and a half ago by Wix, and the kitchen cost £7,200, and I pay that because I was the one that really wanted a new kitchen. Ash wasn't bothered, and I said, right, I'll pay for it then because I really want it. £300 a month comes out of my account, so that's my debt, but it's sort of not a debt because it's a 0% interest, so I'm not paying any extra for getting it on finance, which a lot of finance deals you obviously do pay a lot extra, but this one's a really good one and you don't pay any interest whatsoever. So it's just the £7,200 that we borrowed initially that we are paying back. The next thing down is the TV and soundbar. So this is also a interest-free loan that we got when our TV broke. We pay half of that each. Our TV broke and we decided just to go for like a really cool, nice TV, and we got a soundbar as well. So it was like £800. But I just pay £55 towards that every month, so does Ash, and then August is the last payment for that, so that's the last time that I'll have to pay £55 for my TV, but definitely worth it. And again, it was 0% interest, so I'm not paying over the odds for something, I'm just paying what it's worth, but just spreading the cost. The next thing is savings. So this is probably where it gets a little bit like more interesting, I would say. So for savings, my short-term savings goals are a car, like I mentioned, and also baby fund. So things that I have to buy before the baby arrives. You'll see that I've got Santander Everyday Saver, 0.35% interest in brackets. And this is where I'm putting all of my money for the car. So every month I was putting in £200 a month. Now I'm putting in £500 a month because we are in lockdown and I can afford to do it and I need a car ASAP. So my aim is basically to save as much money as possible so that I can get the nicest car as possible at the quickest time, so before September, preferably August. So the next thing down is baby fund. You'll see that I didn't have a budget for that before because I wasn't buying anything for the baby, but now I've got about £100 to £150 a month spare just to buy baby bits, and I'm doing a lot of this on a budget. I'm getting a lot of things secondhand, and if you want to see a video about baby budgeting stuff and what my baby essentials list is and all that kind of thing, then let me know in the comments down below. But if you want to see a video on that and how I'm sort of making sure that I save as much money as possible when buying baby stuff, then let me know. But I'm pretty confident that £100 a month from now will be more than enough for baby buys. You'll see that my total savings at the moment is about £600 a month for baby stuff and for the car. The next thing down is investments and savings in terms of probably more longer term savings. So you'll see how I've got money box, and that is for my Christmas and holiday fund. The reason I stopped investing for the time being is because the stock market isn't amazing and I'm not that knowledgeable as to know which stock shares and everything like that to invest in. I've decided to stop for the meantime just so that I can let my balance recover. So at the moment I've lost a little bit of money, and I mean a little bit, it's only like £20 worth of my money. But before that, before the stocks went really bad because of coronavirus, it actually had increased by like £200 I'd made from stocks and shares. So normally I would really encourage you to do it, but at the moment I'm just I'm not as confident in the whole stocks and shares market as I normally would. If you know more about this kind of stuff than me, then please let me know, but I'm just a little bit more cautious, I guess. The next one down you'll see is my Santander monthly saver, and that is a 2.5% interest rate bank account, which is a savings account. Essentially 2.5% is a pretty good return on your money for a savings account, and your money is totally safe. So this is the difference between ISAs and stocks and shares, where your money is at risk. Banks, they can't do anything with your money. If you want your money back, they have to give it to you, but the return is slightly less. So that's, yeah, the risk versus reward is slightly different. I get my 2.5% return if I put in £200 a month every month for 12 months. So I will be doing that, and I think I opened the bank account in November, and all of that money is going towards moving house. And actually, I probably don't need loads of money to move house, because we have decided to move into a army accommodation, so service family accommodation, which is a lot cheaper. We're not going to be buying a house, we're not going to be renting a house, it's totally different. But just in terms of like moving costs, yeah, I don't know, I just want to save some money, and if it doesn't go towards moving house, then it's there for a rainy day, which I like the idea of. Then you'll see at the bottom I've got my net income, my monthly expenses, and then my net monthly income, which is what's left over after all of this, so surplus money to enjoy it basically. I feel like that was a really long video, and I really apologise guys, but I love talking about money stuff. If you want to see my top 5 tips about saving when you're young, or about how I actually got into a position where I can save all this money, then let me know and in the comments down below, and I will happily do videos on that kind of stuff for you, because I love talking about money. I'm not precious about telling you guys exactly where my money comes from, exactly how much I earn and how much I have to pay out for, and just, yeah, I'm all about transparency, and I'm all about sharing all this kind of stuff, especially people like my age who are struggling right now. I want to help you guys out, so yeah, let me know if you want to see stuff like that down in the comments below, and until then I will see you in the next video. I upload every Wednesday and Sunday, so make sure you check out some of my other videos and let me know what kind of content you want to see from me guys. At the moment it's based largely around pregnancy, but obviously because I'm pregnant, home stuff because I have a home account on Instagram if you're interested in taking a look, but also we're currently planning some home renovations as well. I also want to do a lot more stuff on lifestyle, savings, money, all of that kind of stuff, so let me know if you want to see any more, and I will see you in the next video. See you later guys.